times have you said, new year, new me? This is the year that I'm going to change. And then you're overwhelmed and stuck. And it's not even February. We've all done it. It's okay. But here's what happens. We get so tired of our old life and our old ways and habits that aren't serving us that we go, I'm going to change this, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to declutter the house, I'm going to teach the kids new routines, I'm going to start the business, I'm going to write, and it's too much. It's too much. We take on too much so fast, and it doesn't work. Or we decide to do things in a way that we think we should do them, in the way that other people are doing, in the way that it looks on the Pinterest perfect and the Instagram perfect pictures of everyone else's perfect life, and it doesn't work for us. But what if this year it could be different? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 practical tips to help you finally regain control of your life, of your routines, and everything that you want to achieve in 2025. So stay tuned, grab a pen, listen up, save the video. 2025 is going to be your year, and I'm going to show you how. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is you need to set really clear goals. Where a lot of people screw up, myself in the past included, is we have like these big broad goals like, I'm going to get fit and healthy this year. But what does that look like for you? You need to have a think about what that big goal looks like in smaller incremental steps. So getting fit and healthy might be the overall goal, but where are you going to start? Okay? Make your goal something like, I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk every single day, or maybe not even every single day. Let's start with, I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk in the morning 3 times a week. And then do that for a couple of weeks, and then 4 times a week. And then do that for a couple of weeks, and then by February, let's go 5 times a week, okay? And then do that for February, and by March, let's go, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes every morning, every day. Work your way up. And then once you're there, maybe you want to start incorporating a 10-minute exercise routine. So I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk in the morning, and then when I come back, I'm going to do 10 minutes of cardio. Okay? I'm going to eat a healthy breakfast every single morning, or I'm going to eat a healthy breakfast every single weekday. Okay? And then work up to, I'm going to eat healthy breakfast and healthy lunch. Then I'm going to eat healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then I'm also going to incorporate healthy snacks. See the difference between healthy snacks, healthy breakfast, 10-minute walk, and I'm going to be fit and healthy? You need to give your brain something smaller and manageable to focus when you are setting your goals. You also need to have a why. What is your emotional why? Okay? You can't just be like, oh, I want to be fit and healthy because everyone's doing it and I want to look good. No. I want to be fit and healthy because I want to be able to run around with my grandkids the same way I run around with my kids. Or maybe you can't even run around with your kids right now. That's your emotional why. I don't want to die of a heart attack at 60 like my dad did, like my mum did, like my uncle did. Okay, I don't want my body riddled with health problems by the time I'm 50. Like my mum or my dad or my cousin or whoever. You need to find a really solid emotional why and an emotional connection to what you want and why you want it. And the next thing you need to do, write them down. Now some people have vision boards. You can see in the background here, this is my 2025 goals and my outline for the first quarter of the year. It's all there, and this is right on my wall where I wake up every single morning and I can see it. You need to write down your goals, and you need to put them somewhere where you can see them, and you need to revisit them often. This is another big reason why so many people set all these goals, they have all these intentions, and then poof, life happens, life gets busy, the everyday monotony of life smushes them out of your perspective. Okay, there is research that shows that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down and you have them where you can look at them, you revisit them often, okay? So make sure you do it. Promise me that you're going to go write them down right now. Go. Okay, number 2, once you have your goal set, now you actually need to make a plan. Another big thing that people do that leads to failure with actually achieving the goals that you want to achieve and doing the things that you want to do is you just say you want to do them, but then how's it happening? You don't make a plan. You're just like, oh, I want to do this. Don't make a plan for it to happen. You need to first break it down into manageable steps. So that might look like what I said before with the health and fitness goal, 10 minutes a day, 3 days a week, then 10 minutes a day, 4 days a week for going for a walk or exercise or whatever. Whatever your goal is, take the big picture, put it over there, and work out what you need to do in small incremental steps to get there. And then actually put it in your planner. Put it on your calendar. Make a plan that works for you. Now, this doesn't have to be this, okay? I like paperwork and lists and I like the things. But it might just be something pretty simple for you, okay? You need to work out what works for you, not what works for everyone else, what works for you. But you have to have some kind of plan, some kind of outlook, some sort of outline, some sort of guidance towards getting what you want. And the tip here is if you are not someone who focuses on a lot of goals, does a lot of things, and has had a lot of practice doing this, and you're kind of just starting out, focus on one thing at a time. Don't try to do everything at once. Don't overwhelm yourself. Focus on one thing at a time. Okay? Don't look at someone like me or someone like Ali Abdul, a productivity expert or whatever, who does so much and think, oh, I got to do that. And when you can't, then you give up. No, you start small, and then in a couple years of doing this, then you can start doing the big, elaborate whatever, okay? Start small, make it work for you, and try to do things in time blocks as well. So you want to focus on one task at a time. Do it for 10 minutes, do it for 15 minutes, do it for half an hour, do 2 or 3 hours of deep focused work without looking at your phone, without going and getting a snack or whatever. Have a snack and a drink next to you. There's a lot of different tools and techniques that you can use. There's apps, there's to-do lists, there's so many things that you can deep dive. I'm not going to get into it too much in this tiny little video, but these are the things that you need to do to actually make your goals happen. Number 3. This one is important. This is something that you really need to do in order to get your life on track, to do the things that you need to do to function how you need to function, and make your world as peaceful and successful as possible. And it's self-care, and it's non-negotiable. And by self-care, I don't mean you got to go for a fishing weekend once a month, although I recommend doing that. I do. Spas, facials, whatever. It doesn't have to be this big cliche sort of thing. It could just be once a week you take a nice long relaxing bath. It's once a day you stop for 5 or 10 minutes, you listen to some peaceful music, or you put on your favorite song and just sit and relax. You have a coffee and just do nothing. You just slow down, you meditate, you go for a walk in nature, you just sit for 10 minutes patting your dog, looking at those big doggo smiles that they do. Whatever it is for you that makes you feel good, and that you are slowing down and you're taking some time for you. That is not work, that is not parenting, that is not doing something for someone else. And you start doing that, and you start to train your brain to not be guilty about it, because we guilt rest. All right, when we're busy and we're overstimulated and we're overwhelmed and we're stressed, we can't slow down because we guilt rest. You do it. I used to do it all the time. I could not stop. I could not sit still. I could not do nothing. And even when I stopped and slowed down, I'd still be doing something. I'd be making toys to sell or something like that. I'd be watching a movie, but I'd still be making toys to sell because I couldn't just not do nothing that didn't feel productive. But here's how you shift that. You sitting there doing nothing, you slowing down and taking time for yourself, it is productive because it is resetting your nervous system, it is calming your system, it is relaxing your body, it is draining cortisol from your body, it is health benefit, it is a mental benefit, it is a benefit for your family because when you are at your best, you can look after them the best. Stop looking at self-care and doing stuff for you as selfish and unproductive when you've got so much to do, there's so many things, people need you, blah, 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 blah. They need you to be at your best, okay? If you don't take time for you, if you don't incorporate self-care, that's selfish. Yep, think of it like that. You are doing your family a disservice. You are doing the people that rely on you a disservice if you don't incorporate self-care. So I'm very strict on that one. You need to do it. You need to stop bullshitting yourself that you don't have the time for it. You make the time for it because it is important. It is as important as drinking water and eating food and going to the doctor and brushing your teeth and washing your body. It is a non-negotiable, okay? Get that in your head like that and you will start to see it differently. You will start to think about it differently and you will start to do it and you will see the insane difference in yourself and how it helps you day to day, week to week, month to month. Just smash those goals, change those habits, and look after you better, okay? I promise. All right, and number 4 is you are challenging the negative thoughts in your head. You are challenging the narrative that you have been setting year after year, so that when you do start getting overwhelmed and you do start giving up on your goals and what you're trying to achieve, I just can't do it. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the support. I'm no good. I'm too broken. This is just the way I am. I'm too stupid. I'm too lazy or blah, blah. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself in your head, you need to flip it. You need to change it. When you start to become aware of the thoughts that you're having, what you first do is you stop, you repeat that thought. This is a thought that I'm having. Is it true? Can I prove beyond a doubt this is actually true? Like, if I had to go to court and prove it in court, is it true? Or is it just something I'm telling myself in my head? Okay? If the answer's still yes, then you still go on to the next step. But the answer is almost always no, because we talk bullshit to ourselves all the time. We run ourselves down, we distort things in our mind constantly. So the next step, once we start really looking at that thought, is we challenge it. Okay? So what if I didn't have this thought? How would I feel? Like, how do I feel now having the thought? How would I feel if I didn't have this thought? And what if the opposite was true? What if I am capable of doing this? What if I'm not really lazy? What if I'm just struggling, but I'm being compassionate with myself and I'm trying and I'm learning and I'm doing better and I'm not giving up because I know I can do it? What if that was true? How does that make me feel? Is that a little bit empowering? And even if you can't feel that empoweringness happening right in the moment when you first start doing this, because you probably won't, because you're being too used to believing the opposite, if you keep doing that, you will change your belief. If you keep challenging it, you will change the way you think. And when you start changing the way you think, everything changes. Like, everything in your life will change. You will start showing up for you better. You will start acting differently. You will start producing better. You will start like doing things that you never thought that you could do before. Okay? It's super important. It is one of the most foundational, most powerful things that you can do in any aspect of your life, to change any aspect of your life. Doesn't matter if you're establishing house cleaning routines, you're starting a new business, you want to get a new job, you want to build better relationships, you want to make $1 million, you want to whatever, start a dog walking business. Your mind is behind everything that you feel and everything that you do. Your thoughts create your feelings decide how you act. How you act determines your life circumstances. Okay? And then you have thoughts and feelings about your life circumstances. It's a loop. You need to change the loop. You need to break the cycle, change the loop from negative, detrimental, self-defecating to positive, uplifting, sticking up for yourself, challenging those thoughts, believing in yourself. You can do it. It is possible. And when you start pushing past the discomfort of the old belief system that you can't do it, and you do it anyways, everything changes. Promise you, been there, done that. There's a lot of research behind it. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Alright, so number 5 is to simplify your life. Now this is super important because one of the things that busy, stressed, overwhelmed, time poor parents and people that are juggling work and study and parenting and whatever, all of the things that we're doing, and there's not enough time in the day. How often do you hear that? How often do you say that? Everyone says it. So busy, there's not enough time. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. It's because you are spending so much of your time on stuff you don't need to be spending it on. Trust me, you are. I was doing the same. I was working full time, I was studying full time, I was running a business, I was raising 3 kids, the primary carer, doing 90% of the housework, 90% of the parenting, I was volunteering, I was doing all of this. Of course, I had no time doing all of those things. But here's the thing. When I started to prioritize my time, when I started to really look at where I was giving my time and my energy, everything started to change. And you know what? I did give up a couple of things. I did reallocate my time into other places, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I am still studying a very advanced, accelerated uni degree. I am now not only running one business, but I just launched another, okay? I am still a parent of those 3 children. They're all teens or pre-teens, yeah? And I'm doing it all on my own as a single mom, okay? So there's still the housework, there's still the errands, there's the parenting. I still go to work sometimes out of school, okay? I'm creating this content, I'm writing books, I am doing my social media, I'm doing all this stuff. But you know what else I'm also doing? Taking time for me. I meditate for like 20 minutes to an hour every day. I go on walks, I go hang out with friends, I go to events, I do all of this stuff. I do more now than what I ever did before. But I'm not busy and overwhelmed. Well, I'm busy, but it's good busy. It's intentional busy. I'm not stressed. I'm not overwhelmed. And I'm not time poor. I'm like, I don't have the time for that. I make time for what's important and I prioritize. And a lot of the time, you might find that you're spending a lot of time on social media or Netflix or whatever. And even if you're not one of those people that does that, have a look at what you are spending your time on. And if you're spending so much of your time on something or someone that you don't want to be, change it. If you're spending so much time doing all the housework and doing everything for everybody else and you know that they're capable of doing it, change it. You can do it. You do have the choice. You do have control over it. And it might just take little incremental changes. It might mean starting to get your kids into a better routine to do some of their own chores, which they're all capable of doing unless they're babies, okay? Or toddlers. There's age-appropriate chores they can all do. That's another video. That's another thing altogether, alright, that I will go into on another day. But the point is, if you can delegate other tasks, and you can really look at where you're allocating your time, and simplify your life as well by decluttering. Declutter your whole house. Get rid of that shit. You don't need it. Unless you use it all the time, or it's seasonal, get rid of it, okay? It will decrease the stress, it will decrease your overwhelm, and it decreases the amount of time that you spend keeping on top of your house and keeping on top of your stuff. Alright? So, there you have it. 5 really powerful things that you can do to start taking control of your life, of your busy life, and actually make the changes that you want to make. Actually fulfill your goals. Actually change your mindset. Actually make a more peaceful, intentional lifestyle for you and your family in 2025. Alright, you can do it. I believe in you. And it's not about overwhelming yourself. It's not about perfection. It's not about trying to tackle all the things at once. Okay? It's about taking those tiny steps and seeing how much those tiny steps add up to big changes over time. Alright? So you've got this. 2025 really is your year. It really is your year to step into a calm, more balanced life. Okay? I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. I love you. And if you enjoyed this video, if you got some value out of it, let me know in the comments. What was your biggest takeaway? Like, subscribe for more tips on how you can win at this parenting gig without losing your mind, and share it with someone. Share it with another parent who you think could really use this helpful advice. Okay? You can do this. You've got this. I believe in you.